You're just in time for What's Hot, where we talk about the stories that have us all talking.
We're joined today by Klein from Boelter Lincoln, and Jeff Wagner is back. Over the weekend, Golden Guernsey suddenly closed its plant in Waukesha. The company filed for bankruptcy Tuesday. It said despite negotiations with suppliers, vendors, and the labor union, it was unable to reduce expenses. Should employees have taken concessions to keep that plant open?
Heck no. This is the problem here. This is not a hostess situation. If you want to know who's to blame for closing this Golden Guernsey plant, it's the United States Department of Justice and it's the Antitrust Division of the State Department of Justice. A couple years ago, Dean Foods, which is one of the great dairy producers in this country, bought the plant. They wanted to run it. The Department of Justice moved in and they said, no, we're not going to let you do it. So this ended up getting sold to some money managers in Los Angeles. Gee, who would have imagined that money managers in Los Angeles wouldn't have an interest and know how to run a plant? It is horrible that these employees lost their jobs, but it's J.B. Van Hollen and Eric Holder who are responsible.
What about the price setting they said, the company said was going on here, that they were forced to buy milk for more money than they could sell it because the government's involved with helping set the prices?
Well, all I can tell you is Dean Foods that bought this, they're still running the plant up in De Pere that they were allowed to purchase. No problems at all. No, I mean, here's the thing. They didn't want Dean, if you would have let Dean Foods come in here, they know how to run a fluid milk plant. All these workers would have still been at work. They would have still been making money, but it's because they weren't allowed to buy it that this has happened. It's terrible.
Well, and I think hindsight's always going to be 20/20, and so, you know, unfortunately the decision's been made and so many people have lost their jobs. So the positive thing that we can try to hope for is that they'll be able to find jobs quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, you say hindsight's 20/20, and you're right, but this was predictable. This was predictable from the beginning. You talk to these employees, they saw it coming, and again, it's because instead of having a quality milk producer running this plant, you have a money management firm out of California who has no interest in running a dairy. It was like, okay, if we can make some money, fine. What we're really looking for is to try to find some buyer, and if not, we're going to do what we're going to do now. You go into bankruptcy, you declare a tax write-off, and you screw over the 112 employees who lost their job.
And the shutdown happened so quickly. I mean, there was no heads up for school districts that rely on this milk for the kids in school lunches. I mean, it was just, bam, close the doors, we're done.
And now the real interesting aspect of this is, so now they've got to try to figure out a way to get milk. Don't be surprised. Now all the costs are going to go up because a lot of the people are going to have to go further away, maybe even to some of the Dean milk plants up in the Fox River Valley. This was just a disaster from the beginning.
Disaster indeed.
And from Boelter and Lincoln and Jeff Wagner from News Radio 620 WTMJ. All right, if you are married, it's not rape. That's according to a California law from 1872. A recent victim in California may not see justice against her attacker because of this archaic law. Now, because, I'll explain what the law here is real quick. If somebody impersonates your husband and you are raped by that person, it's not a crime because you're married. I don't even quite understand it. Jeff, can you explain?
If you're not married, it's not a crime. If you're married,
and the attacker impersonates your husband, it's not a crime.
Right. No, I think it's
Jeff, explain.
No, you guys are doing just fine.
Okay.
It's a bizarre and obscure. What's really weird is there's lots of these archaic laws that are on the books. Normally, though, they criminalize stuff that, you know, in 2013 people say, well, this really, it shouldn't be criminalized. There's all sorts of laws like that. This is the flip side of it, which essentially allows a rapist to go free. It is absolutely bizarre.
The case, real quickly, an 18-year-old in California is sleeping in her bed. This guy gets into bed with her, you know, starts sexual relations with her. She believes it's her boyfriend, realizes then that it's not. So at first she consents, and then, you know, it turns into a situation
because
where
of
she's saying,
get off scot-free. Because
and so, so he could not be charged with rape in this case.
I don't understand this at all.
Because she's not married.
I mean, I get it, you know, in black and white, but I don't understand how this can stand. I mean, she was forcibly raped.
Well, and they tried to change this law at one point, but it didn't make it through. It didn't get its final vote.
And this is the part where you bang your head against the wall. You know, the state Senate there in California has this rule, this committee. They will not vote for anything that will add more people to the correctional system and cost the state more money.
So we're
not going to send rapists to jail.
By their non-vote, they're just letting this guy go out and rape more people.
Yes.
That's a good plan.
I'm just completely speechless. I honestly.
I am a recovering Californian. I did 2 years there, and it's still.
Yeah.
Courtney, go ahead.
Third topic.
three.
Hasbro
I'm
has
just going to take a minute.
officially launched a global contest to determine which classic Monopoly piece will be replaced by a new symbol. The long-standing token with the least votes will lose its spot on the Monopoly board to a new token candidate with the most votes. So, which piece is out of there?
The thimble. The worst piece in the entire set, the thimble, then followed by the iron.
What about the boot?
Hands down.
What about the boot?
I like the boot.
Boots are stylish, but the dog is, or the race car is supreme.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, see, I always wanted to be the race car. See, first of all, though, I don't understand why. I'm a traditionalist. I don't understand why any have to go. If you want to add a couple of these, and did you see, Katie, one's a diamond ring? I mean, I was thinking of you. They put that diamond ring there. Another one's a cat, so like the cat could chase the dog,
No.
theoretically, all
No.
that stuff. The
I think
wheelbarrow.
they should just leave it as it is.
Well,
though, like
exactly.
you
Leave
said.
that and add 3 or 4. Add the extra 5. I mean, what the heck? But I'm told that the wheelbarrow is in trouble. The wheelbarrow is running last right now.
And
So
if you think about it, all these are like Depression-era icons. The old steam iron, the top hat, the thimble, the wheelbarrow. Got to give it a 21st century refresh.
It's boring.
So
yes.
what's the refresh? An iPhone?
Ooh, yeah, tablet. A computer. Star
Yeah,
Wars.
little
a laptop.
Yoda.
when I played
Yoda
the
was
game, the
sweet.
problem used to be everybody wanted to be the race car. All the guys wanted to be the race car.
yeah.
So you never really got around to playing the game because all you were doing, you spent 20 minutes arguing about who got to be the race car in the first place
So
before
they
you even
need
played
more
the darn game.
options so people don't sit around fighting.
And I like that they're using social media to help, weigh in on this. They created a special hashtag to go cast your vote. If you want to on Twitter, it's #token, and you can join the conversation. I did.
Because we're talking about it now.
Support the wheelbarrow. It's in trouble.
No.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.